Cordish. Barry Cordish. Barry was studying, I think, medieval English literature in a university in Illinois. I think the University of Chicago, I'm not sure, in the 60s. For those of you that have done a little bit of studying of the 60s, the civil rights movement, there were a lot of riots in those days, and there were actually even race riots between whites and blacks. And he was on campus, and he was shot in the back, and a bullet lodged in his spinal column, and he woke up in the hospital to be told that he is a quadriplegic for the rest of his life. This is a young man, right? And have any of you guys heard this story? This is a very powerful story. I know the man. See the story. He tells this story, okay? When he was told that he's going to be a quadriplegic, he's not going to be able to scratch his nose for the rest of his life.
Is it a complete quadriplegic?
Complete quadriplegic, right.
Was it neck down?
Yeah, yeah. He can't even scratch his nose. He asks himself, what I started this class on, what's life all about? He asks himself that, what is life all about? If I can't scratch my nose, why am I here? What's it about? That's the first thought that he says entered his mind. This second thought that entered his mind was, if he wasn't shot, would he have asked himself what life was all about? He said no, he wouldn't. Then he came up with the following conclusion. He said, what's better, to be physically healthy and not even ask yourself the question? Now, by the way, he doesn't know the answer to the question. These came in rapid succession. What's better, to be physically healthy but not even ask yourself what life's about, or to be a quadriplegic and ask the question? Forget about even getting an answer, but asking the question. And he determined right there that he's better off being a quadriplegic and asking the question what life's about than being a fully healthy person and not even asking the question. That's pretty heavy. Isn't that heavy? Because no one here is a quadriplegic, thank God, and you could all ask the question, right? So what he did was, he went on a search to find out what life's about. He didn't know. And he eventually got to Jerusalem. He went in a wheelchair, got to Jerusalem, and this was before Aish Ha'Torah. Rabbi Weinberg had a yeshiva called Magen Avraham in the 60s, and he came and studied there. They would wheel him in, and he studied for years, and he became a rabbi. His name was Rabbi Avraham Cordish. Avram Cordish.
How do you spell that?
Cordish. Not only that, a woman married him, and he had children. He has no usage of any, he can't use his hands, got married, had children, his own children. And I haven't seen him in 20 years, but when I was a Bachar, guys used to go to them for Shabbos. He would make sure that they would, and then whenever there would be weddings, he would come to the weddings, and people would bring him in a wheelchair and wheel him around. He could move his head, couldn't move anything else, and he would tell his story. And he became a rabbi. He studied for years, still studying now. And so this is a short answer, or not so short answer to your question, Avner.
That's a good answer.
It's and if any of you guys go to Jerusalem, I would love, God willing, still alive. It's been 20 years since I've seen him, but I hope he still is. Rabbi Avram Korsh, but so many people know him. You go to his house, you meet a man who's a quadriplegic, who's a happy man, who feels that he has, all of life's gifts. And you say, wow, what could I ever complain about?